¿Cómo te llamas?
Mom.
Vida ahorita. Dumbo, Octopus, Regular Octopus.
/ regular octopus.
Así te digo.
Just say,
Hello, Mr. Dumbo Octopus. Can you explain your taxonomy?
my domain is Eukarya. My kingdom is Animalia. The phylum is Mollusca. The class is Cephalopoda. The order is Octopoda. The family is Opisthotidae. The genus is Grimpoetis. And the species is Grimpoetis bathinectes.
Where are you from?
I am found in the Pacific Ocean, but mostly found near New Zealand, Australia, and California.
And what's your environment like?
Well, me and my family live worldwide in the cold depths of the ocean. We live on the bottom of the ocean floor at extreme depths of 9,000 to 13,000 feet. Some of my friends can even live up to 23,000 feet below sea level. It's extremely cold and pressures are very high.
And where are regular octopuses from? What is their environment like?
They live in Chile's 60 degrees Fahrenheit Pacific waters from Korea and Japan north to Alaska and south to Southern California. They live in fairly shallow waters down to depths of 300 feet or more. Most octopus stay along the ocean seafloor, but there are some that live near the water surface. They only live in the ocean due to their need of salt water, but are dispersed in many different locations. To find an octopus, they usually create their own dens and hide under rocks. They tend to find a new surrounding every 10 days, so they don't get used to their usual locations. It's very easy for them to look for a new place to live because they can even fit into bottles.
Since you live at the bottom of the ocean floor, I expect you don't have a lot of predators. True or false?
Well, we fear sharks and very large fish like whales. In some areas, we fear eels and dolphins. We even fear humans.
Oh, how do regular octopus defend themselves?
To confuse our predators or natural enemies, we are able to spray a cloud of dark ink. The ink keeps the predator from seeing clearly, and we are able to get away. Another defense mechanism we use is actually getting away. We use jet propulsion to quickly move through the water, which means we take in water through our mantle. The water is then pushed through a tube-like opening called the siphon. We also have a very flexible body due to the fact we have no bones and we can easily slide into crevices, rocks, and cracks.
While being in deep of the ocean floor, what do you tend to eat? When do you hunt?
So we are carnivores and we like to pounce on our prey and eat it whole. We tend to hunt at dusk. Crabs, crayfish, and mollusks are preferred, but we usually eat anything we can catch. We are also able to camouflage ourselves into the sand and blend with our surroundings to be able to jump on our prey that come our way.
And how do you digest your own food?
A regular octopus rips and grinds their food apart, but some of us have a radula, which is a structure of tiny teeth, but we don't own that. We tend to open up our beak and engulf our prey. To break down the food we just consumed, we release poisonous saliva.
So why are you named after the Disney character Dumbo?
So I have two large fins on either side of my mantle that extend like ears. With my ear-shaped fins, they help me swim in every direction, and I use it to conserve energy. I swallow excessive amounts of water, then let it all out at once to push me forward.
What other parts of your body help you swim?
I have relatively short arms with webbing in between them to help me swim, bell-shaped body, and pale-colored that allows me to hover over the seafloor.
What is the body system like for a regular octopus?
We have 3 hearts, 9 brains, and blue blood. 2 of the hearts pump blood to the gills, while the third circulates it to the rest of the body. Our nervous system includes a central brain and a large ganglion at the base of each arm, which controls movement.
What are the parts of an octopus digestive system?
There is the mouth, the beak, esophagus, crop, stomach, cecum, intestine, and the anus.
Can you explain what each of those body parts do?
So the mouth, the lips of our mouths are rigid, which help us get a grip of our victims. We have 1 pair of salivary glands that secrete digestive enzymes, while another pair toxicates the victim. The beak is used to tear and cut through the prey. The esophagus partly digests prey pass through here. The crop temporarily stores digested food before it enters the stomach. In the stomach, when the food reaches a stage, it's churned and turned into slush. Then it enters the cecum. In the cecum, food is filtered and the nutritive parts are kept for the body to use. Ingestible parts are used for the next stage. In the intestine, remainings of food, aka bones and shells, go through and into the anus, and in the anus, the last remainings of food exit.
Do octopus tend to travel in groups?
We usually come together to mate, but other than that, we like being alone.
Speaking of mating, what is that like?
When octopus mate, they die soon after. During reproduction, a male delivers sperm by inserting a certain arm into the female's mantle cavity, and it basically hands the female the sperm. We then swim away to safety because usually, and I've seen this happen with my buddies, so the female is usually larger and hungrier than the males, so there is a risk instead of the female mating, they will strangle and eat the dude. Crazy, I know. Girls be wild.
Wow, that's crazy. So what is normal octopus behavior like? What about communicating?
So we communicate with each other by displaying changing in color or a certain posture. Let's say 2 octopus were to approach each other and display dark colors that would encounter aggression and lead to becoming physical. But an octopus with lighter colors means it was preparing to retreat. But other than that, we like being alone. We live a solitary life. Sometimes we like to flare our mantles, which is our head, to make ourselves look bigger and intimidate others.
I hear octopus are smart. How does your brain function?
I would say we are pretty smart. We are able to solve puzzles, learn through observation, and use tools. But our huge heads contain large brains with a brain-to-body ratio. We have over 500 million neurons that are spread into a certain network interconnected ganglia, which is the outside of the nervous system, that is organized into 3 structures. The first structure is the central brain, which contains 10% of neurons. The second structure is the 2 optic lobes, which contain 30% of neurons, and the other 60% of neurons are in the tentacles, which is the third structure. A huge key to know is that an octopus arms are able to think for themselves.
This is a horrible question to ask, but when octopus are captured, how do humans benefit from that? What is their use?
So when we're captured, we're used for food, mainly because it has nutritional value, but we are also captured to be studied and researched on. A lot of humans like to study our behavior and how we mate, which is very personal. We are also captured for our ink that is used in food coloring, but is also applied to immune response enhancing and potential anti-cancer drugs.
Are there many Dumbo octopus left in the world?
There are still a lot of us left. We are